Welcome to Erin's Tchotchkes. So let's see. Let's see what Louise says. Sometimes she's been lying to me. Today she says, I joyfully help wherever I can, easing the load of others. So I did not, so far I haven't really eased Lisa's load today because I made her play with her audio because I told her audio was broken.
Yeah, trying to get me to like use all different kinds of devices and stuff.
Right?
Shame on you. And it was you all along.
It was all me.
It's okay.
So I'm so excited to be here today with Lisa Seid. She's the mindful psychotherapist and the owner of Mindful Life Solutions here in Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa specializes in anxiety, stress, and trauma particularly related to relationship and family issues, both present and past. Mm-hmm. I suppose you can't technically get into future.
Actually, you can. Depending on the situation. Sometimes we have projections of what we think will happen. So sometimes it's around that too.
Mm-hmm. And she's trained in EMDR, and you can explain that a little bit because I'm not even going to mess that up for you. And I love your mission, which is to love life now. Yay! Because we get so stuck in rehashing what we did and panicking about like what we did and what people thought of it and what we should have done, what we could have done. And then we worry about what's going to happen. And we project like all these things that may or may not happen. And I'd probably guess that 90% of the time we're wrong. And so we've wasted all this time instead of being in the present. So.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. You did a great job. Great description there.
Thank you.
Great intro.
Thank you. So now I have been spending a ridiculous amount of time trying to figure out if the government will let me work. And I realized you were probably deemed essential.
Yeah, I was. So was deemed essential because technically we fall under the healthcare, guidelines and everything like that. So I have been, technically I could physically be open to have clients come in and see me, but I've honestly just gone completely virtual since we, this whole COVID-19 thing started, because if it's possible to work and still, ensure the most safety as possible, for me, that just made the most sense. So that was something that I just kind of decided it makes sense for now.
Yeah.
But
that's the hard thing for me. I still haven't managed that massage from 6 feet away, so it's been a real challenge for our community.
For you, it's harder because you actually physically touch people, so you can't wouldn't that be a crazy technology to touch people through this? This might get a little weird now, but to be able to touch people through the screen or something.
So somebody made a video, because we have nothing but time on our hands, and they're all dressed up in all the PPE gear and goggles and stuff, and the person has a sheet on them, and they've got a rake, and they're using they're using her rake and running down her back.
But the visual,
and it's ridiculous. It's so funny. And so Lisa, I would like to kind of jump into the work stuff a little bit more. I'm super interested in, I'm guessing you've been busy. Are people looking for help right now? It's hard for me to imagine people are just home. I'd also like to hear a little bit more about the EMDR and a little description of that and how that works, because that sounds super interesting.
Yeah, so yes, I have actually been busy, probably really busy. I would say almost the busiest I have been. For me, I specialize in stress, anxiety, and trauma, which right now is really what the world is experiencing. You know, we're all going through this collective trauma at the same time. I mean, it definitely varies from person to person exactly what that looks like the impact that it's having on folks, you know, whether financially, mentally, socially, you know, that is going to vary from person to person. But as a whole, there is still this trauma that we're all going through. A lot of people are anxious and stressed out for a number of reasons. So I think a lot of therapists in general are busy, but I've definitely seen a huge spike, and really trying to help as many people as I can, support as many people as I can, and just really, you know, connect people to other resources if I can, you know. So that has been, for me, and what I'm seeing the most, I think, is the general stress of things. The time that people have to sit and think about things is also really resurfacing, for me, a lot of the traumas that people have had. So maybe things that they've had in the past that they haven't really dealt with, or they thought they dealt with, are kind of coming back. And so now they're kind of want to finding this time, or, you know, they're kind of finding this time to work on that stuff, that has been there, but maybe in our busy culture that we, you know, we're kind of pushing away, or just kind of staying so active that we couldn't really think about it, you know. But now it's there's not really much else going on. So
yeah, so it's a perfect time to engage with you when if you're somebody who's experiencing and reliving things that even you're not certain about and you don't know where it's coming from. It's a good time to call Lisa so that she can help you pinpoint that issue and work through it so that you can clear it out, shake it off, move on.
Yeah, definitely. I would say it is a good time to do that deeper work that maybe you've been avoiding for a while, or you really just didn't have the time. You know, if you are interested in working with me, call me sooner rather than later, because I am pretty full, you know. So, and I'm getting to the point where, you know, just kind of having a waiting list or referring people out. So right now I maybe could take 1 or 2 more people, but after that, I also don't want to burn myself out, because I want to be able to give the best services to each person that I see. You know, I think that's such an important thing. And that's also really like a motto. I not only, you know, help with my clients or support them, but I really do try to live, like walk the talk, if you will. And that means I'm not gonna do so much that I burn out, because that's not a healthy thing at
all. So tell me a little more about the EMDR, please.
Yeah, so EMDR, really interesting name. I always say like, oh, it's such a simple thing. Well, very brief acronym, but it really stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy. And it's a brain-based model that specializes in helping with trauma. So it incorporates what we call like bilateral stimulation. So sometimes it's alternate tapping or light or things like that in conjunction with, it's almost like free association. And there's also some like visual and mind-body based work that comes into play. But essentially what you're doing is you're helping to get into those channels, maybe of whatever trauma. And when I say trauma, it doesn't have to be just, you know, something really, really like life-threatening. It could be just an adverse life experience that maybe somebody had, right? You know, so maybe I was bullied, or my parents, I didn't have a good relationship with a parent, or, you know, there was some family conflict, and that created some limiting belief within me. EMDR is great because it gets to the root of things. So we're really going to the root and reprocessing it in a way that helps to eliminate the limiting belief and install instead a positive or more adaptive belief about ourselves. So instead of believing maybe, hey, I'm unlovable, or I'm not good enough, and maybe that's why my parents got divorced, or, you know, things didn't work out with my ex, instead I have this belief that no, I am good enough, and I can feel that. It's very different because it's different than talk therapy because you feel it in your body, not just like I think it, which has been so amazing as a clinician to see. Like, I just love it to see the power that has in people, and then the change that they can make in their lives when they come from like that place of like self-love, of confidence, of safety. It's so beautiful. So
And then,
I know that
interestingly
explained
enough,
it. I go on a rant, but
so I kind of see the bridge a little more in hearing you talk, because Lisa also does sound bowl meditations, and she did a lovely workshop 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you have other plans, but if you've never done a sound bowl meditation, you really, especially when you're in the room with a sound bowl, so I can't wait till we can be with people.
I know the vibrations. It is different.
Feel the vibration of the bowls. You feel it in your body. And so it's wonderful over the computer. It's a good experience, but it's nothing like in person when you really get the vibration. So also, if you don't think you're in, if you're not feeling like you're in a place for therapy right now, still follow Lisa's page, because she does speech meditations, she does sound bowl meditations. So she really brings a lot of holistic techniques to serve the public. So I'm gonna, let's talk the tchotchke. Let's do the tchotchke.
Yes,
and then we'll talk about
business.
The give back. So
sorry, I'm like hooked on the coffee right now.
No, I went full Cafe Bustelo today. You
know what's funny that you say that you drink that, because that is so Latin. I was like, oh, like my family drinks that. I was like, Erin drinks Bustelo. Like, I never heard of like a non-Latin person that drinks that.
Of the gringo round-eyed girl drinking Bustelo.
You like your caffeine.
Well, and so I tried during the week. I drink my mud water, which is like a weird hippie blend of like cacao and some kind of mushrooms and cinnamon and turmeric, and so it's not, you get a lift from it, but it's not jolty like Bustelo. So I bring this in when, I think I woke up at like 3 o'clock this morning, and I read for like an hour and a half, so then I fell asleep at 5. I got up at 6, and had to be beautiful.
Wow, I'm gonna.
That was a Bustelo morning.
Yeah, I actually have caffeine sensitivity, so I don't usually drink that much. I cannot. If I drink coffee like this, it's usually like not even half a cup. It's more for the flavor. So like, I'm definitely feeling this today. Gives me the jitters, but that's okay.
So let's do your tchotchke.
Once in a while. Okay, so wait, don't you always do a tchotchke first, or
I felt like, so I did that with my sister, and I felt like I talked too much, and so I really wanted to focus on my guest's tchotchke, and if we have time, I'll pull one out, but I really want to focus on my people.
Okay, no problemo. So my tchotchke. Sorry, I'm just rereading. Like, what do I need to do? Just describe it, I suppose.
That's what it is. Okay.
Just show us. So there's a problem with my. First of all, I just want to say there's a problem with my tchotchke because he has been sitting in like the same spot for a couple years, and I never move him. And now I moved him, and his little feet fell off.
Okay. So I don't know if you saw my sister's last week. The head fell off my sister's tchotchke last week. So maybe I should make that a disclaimer. Like, if you're gonna read it, it's not like falling apart.
Well, I think we tend to have them. But then like you don't like play with them really. You just look at them and admire them. All right. So anyway, here's my little tchotchke. He is my little piggy man. He's got a nice little big belly. See, and here's his little feet, his clogs. They're cool.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Yeah, his little clogs that fell off. But yeah, my little piggy man is really cool because he was actually my grandma's, and which I feel like there's a lot of, from the ones that I saw from you guys, there's like usually like some type of like familial connection or like somebody that you love. So this is definitely in that wheelhouse, that he was my grandma's, and she used to have him like on top of her stove. And I would just always see him every time I went over there. And, you know, she cooked food, which of course was like delicious. Hello. And then so when she passed away, this is one of the things I inherited, just like a little token that I wanted to have. And so it sits in my kitchen next to the stove on like this little thing. And I just look at him and he watches me cook, and I talk to him sometimes. Well, I talk to my grandma kind of more than anything. And I like to rub his little belly and say, hello, my little piggy.
Hold him up to the camera a little closer. I want to see his ears.
Oh yeah, his ears. See, he's got some delicious.
Oh, he's got bread.
I just realized he's broken. This was actually I don't know how this is a wine bottle. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, now I see that. That's right. Oh, I think he has a little oregano.
Oh, that's so cute.
I just had, last night was Italian night. So every Friday I like to make some type of like Italian dish and cook. So we made like homemade pizza yesterday. But yeah, so he watches over. And I imagine like that he talks like this. Hello, hello.
They all have voices, right?
Yeah, he's like, hello, delicious. Oh, so good. So yeah, that's my little piggy man.
I love him.
And I definitely have to glue his little cloggers. His cloggers back on. They're cool shoes though.
They are cute.
I like them. I'll have to get the hot glue gun after this when we're done. Jam his legs back in there, you know. So but yeah, I love him, and we have great conversations, and he watches over me to cook food.
Yes, so. Good, healthy food, all the love, grandma's love and all the food.
Exactly. That's the whole jam. I am kind of like a sentimental person. So it's so interesting, yeah, how like one small thing, like you can have a little token and it can just really bring up some emotions. For me, it brings up like warm fuzzy feelings in my body.
And that's what I love about the tchotchkes, because that's usually why we keep them. They connect us to something happy. So that's why I started this. And then the second reason why I started it was to talk about what everybody's doing for the community and kind of our little give back. So what are you doing these days?
So for my give back, actually, I thought I would do kind of more like a giveaway.
Okay.
And so I want to kind of offer on here, maybe, I didn't actually think this through, like how we could go through for someone, but maybe do a raffle. If anybody's interested in, I'm going to offer like a free 1 hour discovery mental health and wellness call. And so
that's huge.
Just
that's
to kind of,
generous, Lisa.
Yeah, so kind of go over all of the different aspects of life. So, mental, emotional, relational, all of those different things, and to help just kind of support people and get a sense of like what are their goals that they want to achieve, and kind of come up with a little bit of a plan for them. And if they want to work with me, great. If not, at least you can, have an idea of some type of trajectory and what you need to work on in order to begin working towards those. So it's my give back is just kind of my time and helping to support people. So yeah, usually I do 15 minutes, but I was like, okay, 1 full hour I think would be really helpful. Yeah.
So maybe so I think most people are going to catch this on the replay. So maybe we can have, what should our comment be? Should we do a comment or an emoji? And then we can enter everyone in a drawing.
Yeah.
And we can come back live. Either I can do it, or we can do it together, or you can do it. maybe tomorrow, so we can give people 24 hours to catch up.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, we could go live again tomorrow.
Okay.
Mañana.
So let's see. What should the comment be? What do you have a hashtag?
A hashtag. I didn't think about that.
Or
I could just
hashtag mindful.
Yeah, hashtag mindful. Let's do that.
If you want to be in the drawing.
Hashtag love life now.
Yes.
Because that is actually my hashtag on Instagram that I use.
So that's what we want. Okay.
Yes.
So if y'all want to be in the drawing for a 1-hour discovery session with Lisa, put in the comments below hashtag love life now.
Yes.
And we'll enter you in a drawing, and we'll do that tomorrow morning, maybe a little later tomorrow morning.
So good with that. That works for me. 11.
Lisa and I will figure that out later, and we'll post when the drawing is going to be, and we'll do a drawing for a 1-hour discovery session with Lisa of Mindful Life Solutions.
Yes, ma'am. That sounds awesome.
Excellent. Lisa, thank you so much for getting up super early.
Thank you. Well, I usually wake up early. I just don't like roll out of bed yet. I take my time. But no, thank you. I'm so glad that you, I just really was excited to be on here as soon as I heard it. Just the word tchotchkes. Right? I cannot tell you how, I don't know. It's just really cool sounding. So I was like, whatever that is,
and,
I was like, I'm going to get it up.
Pain in the butt to spell. And I kind of think that's fun too. Like, I feel like I'm giving the world vocabulary.
You're bringing fun and what is it? Whimsical, like this. Yeah, it's very whimsical. That's a good word. Yes. Yeah.
Love it.
So thanks for having this thing so I could come over here and talk about a little tchotchke. I have a lot of them, by the way, but
right. Well, then we'll have you back. We'll have you back for sure so we can talk more tchotchke.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Lisa, thank you again. Again, viewers, if you're catching us live or on the replay, let me just make sure. I don't think we have questions. Anna came in and popped in to say hello, Anna Reyes. We don't have any specific questions. So if you want to be in the drawing, hashtag in the comments, hashtag love life now. And we'll do a drawing tomorrow for a 1-hour session with Lisa.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if anybody does want to get to know me a little bit more, you can find me on my website, mindfullifesolutionsllc.com, or follow me on Instagram at the Mindful Psychotherapist. Oh, the _mindful_psychotherapist. So I have all kinds of cool free things on there, like you mentioned, like meditation. People can watch if they want for.
Excellent. And I'll post all those in the comments so you can find them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I will see you soon. Yeah.
Have a good day, Lisa.
All right. You too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.